I used to think memories were the safest things we owned. They belonged only to us, private, untouchable, fixed. But the night my grandmother died, I learned memories can lie. They can twist, they can grow teeth, and sometimes they can choose you. I hadn't visited her in years. Our family didn't talk about her much. Everyone just said the same thing. She's old, she's tired, she's different now. But when the hospital called, asking me to come sign papers, I didn't have a choice. I drove 6 hours through a storm, repeating the same thought over and over. She raised me. I owe her this. Still, something felt wrong the moment I walked into her room. She was awake, but her eyes weren't her eyes. They were focused on something behind me, like the corners of the room were speaking to her. When she finally looked at me, she whispered, "You came back. Good. It's choosing." I didn't understand. I thought it was dementia, until she grabbed my wrist with a strength she shouldn't have had. Her nails dug into my skin. "You mustn't refuse it," she said. "It remembers you?" Before I could ask what she meant, the machine screamed, and she was gone. Just like that. Or I thought she was. Because that night in the hotel across the street, I had a dream. I was back inside her house, the one she hadn't lived in for years. The hallways were wrong, too long, bending into angles that didn't exist. Her photographs blinked. Her rocking chair rocked even though the room was dead still. And then I saw her. Not the frail hospital version. She looked younger, full, alive in a way no living person ever is. She smiled at me like she knew a joke I didn't. "You shouldn't have left," she said. "The house has been waiting." I tried to back away, but the floor softened under my feet like wet paper. Shadows poured out of the walls, slow, deliberate, curling around her like pets. Then she stepped closer, and I noticed her hands. They weren't hands at all. They were roots. Pale, twisting, searching roots. Growing from her sleeves, digging into the floorboards, pulling her deeper into the house and pulling the house into her. "You will come home?" she whispered. "It isn't done with us." I woke up choking on the taste of soil. The pillow was streaked with dirt. Real dirt. I checked out of the hotel at dawn and drove straight to her old house, the one she'd abandoned years ago. I don't know why. I just needed to see it. Or maybe something wanted me to see it. Her front yard looked the same. But the house wasn't empty. Lights flickered inside, even though the electricity had been shut off. Curtains moved, slow and careful, like someone was standing behind them. And the front door was open, waiting. Inside, everything was exactly as I remembered it, but wrong in subtle ways. Her teacups were arranged in a pattern I'd never seen. Her knitting was spread across the table in loops that didn't look humanly possible, and her favorite chair faced the wall instead of the window. I thought I was alone until I heard someone walking on the second floor. Soft, measured, like they didn't need to hurry. I followed the sound to her bedroom. Inside, the walls were covered in photographs of me. Not just from childhood, images I'd never posed for. Images of me sleeping, showering, standing at my job, driving. Every moment I thought was private had been witnessed. And then I saw her journal on the bed. My name filled every page. Not in sentences, just my name, repeated over and over, spiraling into a symbol I didn't recognize. My hands shook as I turned the last page. It said, "It's growing in him now." A floorboard creaked behind me. I turned. My grandmother, impossible dead grandmother, stood in the doorway, looking exactly like she had in the dream, her eyes glowing faintly, as if something inside her was looking out. "Do you see it now?" she whispered. "This isn't a house. This is where it grows." The room folded. Reality rippled like heat above asphalt. The photographs began moving, each version of me turning their heads in unison, staring directly at me. My grandmother reached out. "You are its memory," she said. and it needs you to remember what's next. The floor dissolved. I fell into darkness, into soil, into something breathing beneath me. Then I woke up, not in the house, not in the hotel, but in my car, parked outside her childhood home, hundreds of miles away. The keys were still in the ignition. The dashboard clock said only 1 minute had passed, but my shoes were full of dirt. And when I checked my phone, I found a new picture in my gallery, a photo of me standing at my grandmother's bedside. But in the photo, she wasn't dead. She was smiling, with those root-like hands touching my face. I closed my phone and started driving, but no matter where I go, I keep seeing things out of the corner of my eye. People who aren't people, shadows that lean toward me like they recognize me. I think the dream wasn't a dream. I think the house wasn't a house. I think my grandmother didn't die. Not really. I think she passed something on, and now it's waking up. There's a lesson in all this, one I wish I had learned before it was too late. Not every family secret is meant to be discovered, and some legacies don't want to die. They want to grow. And now I understand why my grandmother didn't fight it. Because once it chooses you, you stop being a person. You become a memory that remembers back.